Hello everybody. Today I am going to talk about some of the books that I like and or recommend and why I feel the way I do about them. Now, I have been interested in crystals, and when I say interested, I mean either I was collecting them, playing with them, reading about them, you name it, maybe not even fully understanding, oh sorry, I have a hair in my eye, everything about them for about 30 years. Oh, that's a long time when you say it out loud. I mean, it's a good thing because I've been doing it for a while, but I'm not old, so whatever. So one of the first books that I remember reading as a younger me was this crystal awareness book. Now, this is a newer version. Mine, I don't even know if I still have it. But there was another book that was similar to, is this showing up? I wonder if it's showing up backwards, because it's showing up backwards for me. So if it's showing up backwards for you, I am so sorry. Crystal Awareness by Catherine Bowman, or Bauman, however you want to pronounce it. I had this book when I was a teenager. I don't remember what year, and it's probably the one, and I can't remember. I'm stumbling. I'm sorry, but I can't remember the other book that was of similar shape and maybe author. Those two books were the ones that really got me interested in what crystals can do, because I just thought they were pretty rocks until I started reading about them. So I thought, you know, it's an oldie, it's a goodie. I haven't read it in a long time, so I can't remember the information in it, but when I started years and years and years ago, I thought it was great. Maybe I should reread it before I recommend it, because maybe it's garbage now. I don't know. I liked it then, so maybe it's still good. As I got a little older and more into it, I moved into the Cunningham's Crystal, Gem, and Metal Magic book. And again, if these are all showing up backwards, I apologize, because I am not that tech savvy and I have no idea how to fix that. This book came into my collection when I started learning about Wicca. A little bit about me. I was raised Jewish, didn't really resonate with that, didn't really resonate with any of the Catholic religions. I thought, ooh, paganism, and by that I mean everything that falls under that nature appreciation umbrella of religion, where Wicca would fall. I thought, oh, this is great, I love this, and then it turned out it's still just an organized religion, and for me it didn't work. So after a while I just went on my own way, and I took things that I learned from all different paths, and now I'm pretty much just the spiritual, I don't even like that label. I don't like labels. Whatever. Anyway, I'm not affiliated with any religion, but when I was learning about Wicca, I liked this book because it was about not only collecting the crystals and what they're good for, but using them in different magical ways. And if you are a Wiccan or pagan, I love Cunningham's stuff because the way he writes, it makes it seem like you can still do your own thing. Some of the authors out there, and the way they write, it's like they imply that you have to do it their way or you're going to do it wrong, which this is a vibrational universe, folks. There is no wrong. If it feels right to you, it's right. That's my take on it. Okay. After that, I wanted to get a little bit more serious, and I moved on into Love is in the Earth by Melody. It's a great book. It's got lots of information. It's more sciencey, but there are no pictures, which is not a big deal because it does come with a supplement that does have pictures. The only problem is now you have two books that you have to carry around and try and figure out what do you have. More recently, when I took my crystal healing certification course, we were advised to get two different books, and these two I really, really love. Oh, I'm skipping a book. Let me back up a minute. Crystal Bible. A lot of you are familiar with the Crystal Bible. I love it and I don't love it. I love it because it's small. It's got all the information with pictures. It tells you a little bit about the background of the stone, like the colors, where they come from, if they're rare or not. What I don't like about the book is there's a lot of dogma in it, and if you've heard me mention in previous videos about dogma, I'm not saying dogma is wrong, because somebody had to experience that particular thing that they decided to write about, and this book has a lot of that dogma in it, which I'm not a big fan of. But if you're just starting out and you're trying to learn what your crystals are, what do they look like, what are they good for, then this is a great book. It's a great beginner's book. Now, going back to the whole crystal certification, where you get a little more into it and you understand the science behind it, the books we were recommended to get, or suggested as actually required, was the Book of Stones, which is laid out a lot like the Crystal Bible in the fact that you have your pictures with all the information. This is a little bit more sciencey, which I love. So it tells you the chemical composition, the different structure systems. I like that. I like this book. There are 2 different authors that write it, so you get 2 different opinions as far as the energetic properties, which is great because you're going to experience the energy your way, and so now you have 2 points of view in one book. It's a big book though, but it's nice. The downside to this book is the photographs that they put in there are of extremely beautiful, let me see if I can find one, specimens that you're probably not really going to run across in your day-to-day searchings of stones. I mean, these are gorgeous photographs. So when you're trying to compare what you have versus what's in the book, sometimes it can be a little difficult, because these are, like I said, even look at the cover. They're like museum quality images of stones. The next book that I like, and I often use it in here if I can't remember what something's good for, if I want to go deeper into the properties of a stone and I don't have it written down and I can't remember, I go to this one. It's the Crystal Healer. This one's a little older. There's a newer version, so if you do look for it, the cover's going to look a little different. But what's great about this book is it's broken down by color. So if you can't remember what your crystal is called, but you know what color it is, you can narrow it down finding it in here. It's also a lot more, it's a lot brief, concise. So it's got just a few talking points, but it's got pictures and you can see what everything is fairly easily. It's just not that in-depth as far as the crystal properties. But as being the Crystal Healer, it does have not an index, but reference sections in the back for looking up spiritual ailments, physical ailments, mental and emotional ailments, and it talks about the different ways in which you can use the stones. Not a lot of dogma in this one. At least not that I haven't read it cover to cover, so maybe there is some in there, but most of the stuff that I've read seems to be on the up and up. There may be something in there that I don't necessarily agree with, but I am not the be-all, end-all of crystal information, so it doesn't matter. If it resonates with you, then that's awesome. So for now, those are my top choices for crystal books. It doesn't mean those are the only ones that I like, because there's plenty of great information out there. These are just the ones that I tend to use on the almost daily basis. I don't use the Book of Stones too much because it is big and clunky. For in the shop purposes, I usually reference the Crystal Bible or the Crystal Healer because it's easy for me to get in and get what I need. But if I'm trying to get a little bit deeper into the information, I go to the Book of Stones. So I hope this information was helpful. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. You're welcome to leave any positive comments. I am open to creative criticism, but please no nastiness. And thankfully, so far, everybody's been really wonderful, and I appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And I will link, I don't know if I'm going to link it, but I'll write the contact information below, how you can find me if you have questions, if you want to talk some more, or how you can find me physically so you can come into the shop and see all the crystal goodiness I have here and chat with me in person, because I'm always open for an awesome crystal conversation. Alrighty, have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.